Hello and welcome to another World of Warships video. This is one from September the 12th, so this is a little bit old. It's been sitting on my hard drive. I had it more or less rendered, I just hadn't done the audio for a while. And this is a 4v4 match on Polar. And I'm in the US Tier 2 destroyer, the Smith. And like I said, this has been sitting on my hard drive for a while, and just haven't gotten around to doing it. Basically, there's been a lot of stuff going on lately, both in World of Warships and outside, and so I thought I needed to get around to doing this, and I've just been meaning to, and finally decided tonight I better sit down and do it before I completely forget. So, Polar map, spawned in on the west end of the map in the Smith, and the rest of my team is on the opposite side of the map, and could try racing over to join him, but no. Instead, I decided I was going to go and scout down the west side of the map and hopefully run into one enemy ship. And, you know, as always, when you do that, you hope that you encounter one enemy ship, and that's not what's going to happen. It just never seems to go that way. The Smith is actually kind of an interesting destroyer. It's not that overpowered. I mean, people complain about destroyers. And here we go. Yep, not one but two: the V-25 and the Albany. And about the time that those guys popped up, and I was by myself in the Smith, and I saw what I was up against, the immediate reaction was, "Oh, bugger. I'm in trouble now." Pop smoke, turn away. Basically, at this point, I'm just trying to break contact. That V-25 is a problem. He'll light me up for their entire team if I can't break contact with him. And the Albany, I mean, the Albany could be a problem. He's certainly something I can kill if I can get close enough to use the torpedoes, but... And here come torpedoes from the V-25, but those were fired blind through the smoke, and those are going to miss by a considerable margin. So, the V-25, I'm not quite exactly sure where he is. I'm detected, so he's got to be spotting me, but no, it looks like it's actually this destroyer to the south of me that initially spotted me, and then the V-25 I've been playing tag with, he's over to my west. Pop some shots at that V-25, duck behind the island, take a couple of hits, because why not, you know? One of the big problems with the Smith, especially as a destroyer in random battles, is it doesn't have a lot of HP. The guns are not bad, they just don't do a whole lot when you hit somebody with them. The torpedoes, well, you've got single launchers. That's pretty much all that needs to be said. I mean, you just don't have a whole lot of alpha strikes, so taking out a ship with one big salvo just doesn't happen in the Smith. Guns out, using those to pop shots on the Albany, and you can see, I mean, 300, 400 damage. That one was a little higher. But that had to be multiple shells. That probably was 2 shells, maybe, yeah, 2 shells. Guessing something like that. Did some damage with that. Closing in, and basically what I'm trying to do is set up an ambush for the Albany. I want to come around this island and have him be right there and be in a position to drop torpedoes on him, and there he is. He's at 3.5 kilometers, torpedoes away. There's the first one. Second one's coming around. It's taking its bloody time. Torpedo away. Torpedoes incoming. So those are from that V-25 just on the other side of the rock. And again, I'm between 2 ships and a rock and a hard place. But torpedo hit on the Albany. He's hurt. Shells out from the guns. Shells out from the guns. Torpedoes in the water. And here comes the V-25. I got the Albany. V-25 is on my tail, but he's actually bought himself the worst of both worlds because he's following me and he's a little behind me, but he's faster. He'll overtake me, get into a better position, and yep, torpedo hit, and that finishes that. So that was a rather chaotic, couple of minutes there. And now I'm looking around and there's one enemy ship left, and he's way down at the other end of the map. So for me to rush down there and get him is basically impossible. Best I can do is to sprint down and maybe get into gun range and get some shots off. But yeah, the Smith, it's not a bad ship. I mean, it really isn't. It's very fast. Well, it's very agile. It's not particularly fast as a destroyer, but the guns don't do a lot, though they're rapid fire, so that balances out. The torpedoes are single launch. You're not gonna take a big hit out of somebody. And shots out, but they got him before I did. So let's look real quick at the after action. 2 ships sunk, 22,547 damage, 1,406 XP, 71 free XP. Not a bad match. It's just this one was kind of a, oh crap, you run into the enemy and it's what can you do next. I did come in top of the team, which is always a little surprising when you have a Smith and you take it out, because the Smith really isn't as easy to come in as top of the team as something like the V25, which has a lot better performance. So yeah, did okay there, and that's kind of this match, and hopefully this has been entertaining at least. It's chaotic, crazy, busy, and that's kind of been how things have been lately. So this is an old video, but I'm hoping to get it up, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Have a nice evening, folks.